What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the vlog. As always, I'm Dookie Betts. Today we've got Bankroll Challenge episode number 5. In this video, we're driving over to K-Boulet's garage. We're hopping into some 1-2 action, and you're going to want to stick around until the end of the video. Some of these hands get pretty crazy. For those of you who are new here, my name's Dookie Betts, and I'm trying to make $10,000 in 400 hours playing live poker this summer. If you guys enjoy the video and you want to see more, make sure to go down below, hit the like and subscribe button for me. It helps me out quite a bit. Also go check me out on Instagram. I'll leave a link to that down below. That's all I really got. Without further ado, let's hop into the video, and as always, let's turn some sand into gold. We hop into the action at around 6:30 at night. We're in the game for $500, and we play our first big hand of the night at around 7 p.m. We're playing 1-2-5 with the under the gun straddle on for $5. We see the middle position player limp in for 5. I peel pocket 10s and raise up the action to $30 from the hijack. My friend Taliana to my direct left comes in with the 3-bet to $90 from the cutoff. It folds back to me and we consider our options. I think pocket 10s is too good to fold, but not good enough to find the 4-bet. We flick in the call and decide to navigate this one post-flop out of position. We get a flop of 8-7-5, two-tone board with 2 hearts. Obviously going to be checking in flow here, and after not much time, Tally comes with a size of $90 for about half pot. We have a pretty easy call here. We flick in the money and we're headed to the turn. The turn rolls off the 3 of clubs. We check once again, and Tally now rips it in our face. She's got us covered, so the jam is for $378 effective. Against most people, this would be a relatively simple fold, I think. In the spot against most, you're just going to get shown aces, kings, or queens a lot here, given the aggressive nature of this line. However, unfortunately for us, Tally is not like most. She's completely and utterly insane, so we're in a bit of a tough spot here. I think Tally will obviously have the value hands mentioned earlier, but I also think that she's going to have plenty of bluffs here. After about 2 minutes of thinking, I really don't know what I should do. I think this spot is probably super close, so I announce that I'm going to call half the time. I let Tally pick a card. If she picks a spade, I'm going to call. If she picks my club, I'm going to fold. Alright, this is binding. I have a spade and a club. If you pick the spade, I'm going to call. Tally picks a card, and it's the club, which means I'm folding. I throw my hand into the muck, and she triumphantly windmills ace-queen of hearts. This hand was a bit frustrating, but Tally's one of the better players in this game, so we'll definitely be able to find some easier spots later in the night. Next hand of the night comes about 20 minutes later at 7:25 p.m. We see fan of the vlog Ben open the low jack to $12. I pick up king-queen offsuit next to act, and I find the 3-bet here to $40. It folds back to Ben, and he's going to put in the call. The flop comes ace jack 6 with 2 hearts. Ben checks it over to us, and we continue here for $35, going about 1/3 pot. Ben puts in the call, and we're going to the turn with about $160 in the middle. The turn comes the 4 of hearts, and we now pick up the nut flush draw. Ben checks for a second time, and I think this hand is going to be one of our best possible bluffs. We obviously block the nut flush with the king of hearts, but we also block some ace queen as well as king jack and queen jack as well. We fire out here for $60, which is a bit too small, but in game I miscalculated the size of the pot. Ben thinks about it for a bit and then eventually finds the call. The river comes the king of spades, and we improve to second pair. Ben now does something interesting here and leads for $75, which I don't really think is a thing, and this confused me quite a bit in game. I've never played with Ben before, so with no active read on this player, I kinda just assumed that this lead for a small size was potentially a weak top pair that wanted to show down cheaply. With that being said, yes, we did improve to second pair, but I still think I want to bluff this hand. We have an incredibly powerful blocker with the king of hearts, and although we don't have a ton of money back, I still think we can get some top pair and 2-pair combos to fold. All in. Call. We jam for $250, and we get turbo snap called by the queen high flush. So yeah, obviously our read on Ben having a marginal hand was off. It's fairly apparent now that Ben led the river because he was scared of missing value with a super nutted hand. Looking back on this, I'm not the biggest fan of my bluff. If we were a bit deeper, I would absolutely love it. But with an awkward SPR on the river, I don't think it's that good. Yeah, overall, I just don't think we're deep enough to generate enough folds for this to work. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. After this hand, we pretty quickly add on for another $500. We're now in the day for 1,000, and that's going to bring us to hand number 3 in the K-Boule home game campaign. In this one, we're playing a $5 PLO bomb pot. Everyone in the hand throws in $5, and we go 8 ways to a flop of Jack 6-6. We look down at our 4 cards and we peel Ace, King, Jack, Jack with 1 suit. Pretty good stuff here. We flop the second nuts. We're only losing to 1 combo of pocket 6s. It's gonna check to us here, and I think our best play is just to check this and allow people to catch up a bit. We double block top pair, so if we fire this flop, we're really only gonna get called by a 6. It's gonna end up checking all the way around, and the turn rolls off the queen of hearts, and it checks to us once again. It's definitely time to go for value now. We come in with a $40 pot bet. Following this, we see the button player call, as well as K-Boule in the big blind. The river blanks in the form of the 7 of spades. Kyle checks it over to us, and I decide to bet $120 here, going slightly less than pot. After a bit of consideration, the button player flicks in the call, and Kyle folds in the big blind. We table our hand and take it down. Super nice to have a $400 pot coming our way. Feels pretty good to stop the bleeding after being down $500 within the first hour of this session. We go the next hour or so competing over small pots. Nothing really all that memorable occurring. We've chipped up a very small amount, but nothing crazy. In this hand, we're once again playing 1-2-5 with the under the gun straddle on. We see the +1 player open to 10 and the middle position player puts in the call. We peel pocket 2s and flick in $10 in attempts to go set mining. So far, this game has been pretty passive pre-flop, so I think we should be able to see a cheap flop fairly easy. It ends up folding over to the straddle, who flicks in the $10 as well, so we're headed 4 ways to a flop. The flop comes ace-10 deuce, and we now see the straddle player donk out for $35. The +1 player flicks in the call, and this is total music to our ears. I don't really think it makes any sense to slow play our hand here, just because we're unblocking top pairs as well as flush draws. That being said, there's plenty of value hands that these players can have that are just completely destroyed by us and are still willing to call a raise. We find the raise to $95, and this prompts the straddle to jam his stack all in for less. He's got $86, and after a very long tank from the +1 player, he eventually finds the fold. We run things once with about $250 in the middle. The board runs out, and we take it down with our flopped set. About 20 minutes later, we play hand number 5. Now we're only down about $200 on the day, and we've certainly clawed back nicely, but there's plenty of work left to be done. In this hand, we pick up ace-queen offsuit under the gun and raise to $10. Following this, we see the low jack and the big blind put in the call, so we're headed 3 ways to the flop. We get a decent flop of queen jack 3, 2-tone board. The big blind checks it over to us, and being monkey in the middle here, we're just going to check it over to the low jack, who decides to check things back. The turn comes the 9 of diamonds, and the big blind now leads for $15. I'm pretty under-repped here, and there's a lot of bad river cards, so we decide to raise things to $55 to go. Interestingly enough, the low jack calls, and so does the big blind, so we're still going to be 3 ways to the river here. The river rolls off the 9 of hearts, which doesn't really change anything. Neither of these players should ever really have 9x when I raise on the turn. The big blind checks in flow, and it's now on us. I think this is pretty thin, however, I still think I can get value from hands like king queen as well as queen 10. I bet out for $90, going about half pot. We see the low jack tank for a bit and then eventually flick it in, and the big blind's gonna fold behind. We table our hand and we win the pot. I'm glad that we won this hand and we're now about even on the session, but I'm really unsure about the raise on the turn as well as the somewhat thin value on the river here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. This next hand is a weird one, so strap in. We're playing 1-2 with the $5 straddle on. We see the under the gun player limp in, and this is followed by a button open to $10. We peel king queen of clubs and 3-bet from the small blind to $45. It's gonna fold back to the button player, and he's gonna flick in the call. We get a flop of 8-8-6 with 2 clubs. Pretty good start for our hand. Being out of position here, we're just gonna begin the action with a check. The button pretty quickly checks behind, and we see the 8 of diamonds roll off on the turn. I think this is a pretty cool card for us because as the 3-better, we're going to have all of the best overpairs. Due to our nut advantage here, we're gonna fire a rather large bet for $60. The button considers his options and eventually finds the call. I've already found one bluff against this player tonight, and I'm preparing myself to put in another big one. Until the river comes the 8 of hearts, giving me quads. It's not every day you play a poker hand with quads on the board, so I was a bit stumped in terms of what to do. Our king high went from being absolute trash to fairly solid value. After a bit of consideration, I decided that I want a value bet targeting Queen X, Jack X, and any other high cards that are willing to call a bet here on the river. As we begin cutting out betting chips, the button just snap folds pocket 2s face up, and we're going to be able to take this one down very easily. We're now running pretty good on the day, and after this hand, we're going to be in the black on the session. That's going to bring us to our absolutely ridiculous last hand of the night. The action begins with Tally opening things to $7 from under the gun. Our good friend Gage is going to find the 3-bet here to $25 from the low jack. If you watched my video last week, you guys saw Gage call my river bet with queen high, so needless to say, Gage never really believes me. Following the 3-bet, we see the button cold call and it folds over to me. I peel pocket aces, lick my lips a little bit, and then eventually find the cold 4-bet to $125. Tally gets out of the way, so it's back over to Gage. He finds the very rare, all-powerful 5-bet to $260. It's really not every day you see the 5-bet click, especially in low stakes, so obviously this bet is insanely strong, likely a hand like ace-king, kings, or queens. It's probably theoretically correct for me to just call here and trap with aces, but that. Nobody 5-bets. I want to get all the money in now.
You got me into poker.
All in.
All in.
We grip it and rip it for $900 effective, and Gage now enters the tank. When he starts tanking, I get super upset with myself because I may have let a hand like queens or jacks off the hook. Gage looks super skeptical, and after a long time of tanking,
Fuck it. Gamble.
he eventually finds the call. Gage rolls over pocket 9s for probably the worst call I've ever seen. I mean, what the actual f are you doing, Gage? What is this? With about 1.8k in the middle, we agree to run things twice. Here you go.
9-9. Look like one time Newport gets there. 7 deuce. Oh.
Nice hand.
Thank you.
So yeah, that was a poker hand that took place today. Yeah, pretty interesting one for sure. We're obviously happy to take it down. We win about $900 on this hand and scoop a massive 1.8k pot. I think this is the biggest pot we've won thus far in the challenge, so pretty happy about this one, obviously. After this hand took place, we played for about an hour after, and nothing really interesting coming of it. And that's gonna bring us to the current day. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap things up for the session today. All in all, we were in for 1,000, out for 1,710 in about 5 hours of work, so we booked a super nice win here. We won 710 bucks in a rather quick session. Following the session, we played twice off camera. On Wednesday, June 4th, I think, we played at Chasers. We played in the 1-3 game, played for about 5 hours and booked a nice win of 205 bucks. And then on Friday, we played a marathon session in the Providence game that we filmed in twice so far. In that one, we were in for 1,000, out for 1,390 in 10 hours. So once again, booking a nice win of 390 bucks. We're on a nice win streak here of 5 sessions in a row, so really happy about that. I'm going to put my challenge totals either over here or somewhere, wherever it fits. If you guys want to check out the best bankroll tracking app on the entire app store, use the link down below, Left Pocket Bankroll Tracker. Super nice app, super easy to use, and I've really enjoyed using it throughout the entirety of this challenge. Once again, a link will be down below if you want to go check that out. But yeah, guys, after getting started like pretty miserably in this challenge, we've bounced back super nicely. We were down about 2.2k at the low point in this challenge, and the last couple weeks we've grinded it all back. We're down about 300 bucks now, and we still have about 320 hours left to go in this thing, so quite a bit of time to turn things around, and I still am confident that we're able to do this thing by the end of the summer. Last but not least, tomorrow morning I leave for Las Vegas. By the time that you guys see this video, I will be in Las Vegas. It's going to be my first time out in Vegas, so I'm super ecstatic to go check out everything. Played a bunch of different rooms and really just see what Vegas during the World Series is all about. So really happy that I have the opportunity to go out there for a week and play some cash. That being said, the next couple vlogs on this channel are all going to be out west in Las Vegas. So if you guys want to see those videos, go subscribe down below. I'm posting once a week this summer, if not a little bit more. So we're going to be pushing out tons of content. The next couple videos will all be in Las Vegas. I think it's going to be good for the channel. It's going to be interesting content. I'm really excited to get out there. So if you guys want to see those videos, once again, go drop a like, drop a sub. If you've made it to this point in the video, I really appreciate you guys sticking around, supporting the channel as always. You guys are the ones that make it possible, so I really appreciate that. Thanks for watching once again, and until next time, I'm Dookie Betts.